Imagine a young prince, barely 7 years old, stepping into the spotlight with a message so shocking it sends ripples through the entire British monarchy. Prince Louis, the youngest child of Prince William and Princess Kate, has just done the unthinkable, delivering a bombshell about Queen Camilla that's left the nation speechless. What did he say? And why is it shaking the royal family to its core? Stick around, because this is a story you won't believe. The British royal family is no stranger to drama, but what happened recently at a quiet royal gathering has set tongues wagging across the UK and beyond. Prince Louis, the cheeky, meme-worthy youngest son of the Prince and Princess of Wales, is known for his playful antics, stealing the show at Trooping the Colour or making faces during the Platinum Jubilee. But this time, it's not his charm or mischief that's making headlines. It's a single, jaw-dropping moment that sparked whispers of a royal rift deeper than anything we've seen in years. To understand why this moment is so explosive, we need to dive into the context of the royal family's dynamics in 2025, particularly the complex relationship between Queen Camilla and the younger royals. Let's set the scene. It's July 2025, and the royal family is hosting a low-key event at Windsor Castle, part of a series of engagements tied to King Charles III's ongoing efforts to strengthen diplomatic ties, this time with a state visit from French President Emmanuel Macron. The event is formal but intimate, with King Charles, Queen Camilla, Prince William, Princess Kate, and their children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, in attendance. The mood is warm, with the royals putting on their best, diplomatic faces. But beneath the polished surface, tensions are simmering, rooted in years of unspoken grievances and shifting alliances within the House of Windsor. Prince Louis, at 7 years old, is the wild card of the family. He's not bound by the same rigid protocol as his older siblings, and his unfiltered nature has made him a fan favorite. But it's this very lack of filter that led to the moment everyone's talking about. According to sources close to the palace, during a quiet moment at the Windsor event, Louis was overheard making a candid remark about Queen Camilla, something so pointed and unexpected that it left those nearby stunned. While the exact words remain closely guarded, insiders describe it as a child's truth that cuts straight to the heart of Camilla's role in the family. One source called it innocent but brutal, hinting that Louis's comment touched on Camilla's influence over King Charles and her place in the royal hierarchy. To understand why this moment matters, we need to look at Queen Camilla's journey within the royal family. Once a polarizing figure due to her role in Charles and Diana's marriage breakdown, Camilla has worked tirelessly to reshape her public image since becoming queen consort in 2022. She's taken on more duties, championed causes like literacy and domestic abuse awareness, and earned praise for her resilience, especially during Charles's cancer diagnosis in 2024. But not everyone in the family has warmed to her. Prince Harry's memoir Spare famously accused Camilla of leaking stories to the press to bolster her reputation, a claim that stung the royal household. Prince William, while publicly supportive, has reportedly had moments of tension with Camilla, particularly over her growing influence as Charles's health remains a concern. Louis's comment, though delivered with the innocence of a child, seems to have tapped into this undercurrent of unease. The monarchy is built on tradition, hierarchy, and carefully curated appearances. So for a young prince to speak out, even unintentionally, about a senior royal is seismic. Social media exploded, with speculation after the story leaked, with some calling it a sign of deeper fractures within the family. Others see it as Louis simply voicing what many have whispered for years, that Camilla's rise to queen consort still sits uneasily with some, even within the royal inner circle. Let's pause for a moment to consider Louis himself. At 7, he's too young to grasp the full weight of his words, but he's growing up in a family where every gesture is scrutinized. Born in 2018, Louis Arthur Charles is 5th in line to the throne, behind his father, Prince William, and his siblings George and Charlotte. He's often been shielded from the spotlight, with William and Kate prioritizing a normal childhood for their kids. Yet Louis has a knack for stealing the show, whether it's covering his ears during a flypast or waving enthusiastically at crowds. His personality, cheeky, spirited, and unfiltered, makes him a natural disruptor in the carefully choreographed world of royalty. So what exactly did Louis say? The palace has remained tight-lipped, but reports suggest his comment was made during a moment of downtime, possibly while the family was mingling with guests. One unconfirmed account claims Louis asked a question about Camilla's role, phrased in a way that highlighted her as an outsider in the eyes of a child. Another version suggests he made a playful but cutting remark about her bossing King Charles around. Whatever the exact words, the impact was immediate. Witnesses say Camilla's smile faltered, and William and Kate quickly steered Louis away, aware of the potential fallout. The moment was brief but electric, and it didn't take long for whispers to reach the press. The public's reaction has been a mix of shock, amusement, and curiosity. On platforms like X, posts about the incident have gone viral, with users speculating about what Louis said and what it means for the royal family. One user wrote, "Louis just said what we're all thinking, Camilla's got too much sway and the kids see it." Another joked, "Prince Louis dropping truth bombs at 7, future king material." But not everyone's laughing. Some royal watchers worry this could deepen the rift between Camilla and the Wales family, especially as William prepares for his future role as king. To dig deeper, let's look at the broader context. The royal family in 2025 is navigating choppy waters. King Charles's health remains a concern, with his cancer treatment ongoing and questions about how long he can maintain a full schedule. Prince William and Princess Kate have stepped up as key players, taking on more prominent roles, like hosting the French state visit. Meanwhile, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle remain on the sidelines in California, their relationship with the family still strained. Camilla, as queen consort, has become a central figure, often acting as Charles's gatekeeper and advisor. But her influence has sparked unease, particularly among those who feel she's consolidating power in ways that could affect the next generation. Rumors of Camilla's influence aren't new. In June 2025, reports surfaced that she was advocating for a restructuring of Charles's estate, potentially prioritizing her son, Tom Parker Bowles, and William's family, while sidelining Harry. This move, if true, would cement her legacy, but could alienate others. Louis's comment, innocent as it may have been, might reflect a child's perception of this power dynamic. A perception that's harder to dismiss because it comes from someone too young to have an agenda. The media has had a field day with this story. Outlets like express.co.uk and GB News have run pieces speculating about the fallout, with some suggesting Camilla was humiliated by the incident. Others, like Hello, have tried to downplay it, focusing instead on Camilla's recent public successes, like her appearance at Wimbledon or her forward motto for tough times, "Keep calm, carry on." But the narrative of a child exposing royal tensions is too juicy to ignore, and it's fueling a broader conversation about Camilla's place in the monarchy. What makes this moment so compelling is how it highlights the generational shift in the royal family. Louis, George, and Charlotte represent the future, raised by William and Kate with a modern approach that emphasizes emotional openness over stiff protocol. Camilla, at 77, belongs to an older generation, her rise shaped by decades of navigating scandal and public skepticism. A child's unfiltered comment cuts through the diplomacy, exposing fault lines that the adults have worked hard to conceal. It's a reminder that even in a 1,000-year-old institution, a 7-year-old can spark a crisis. The palace's response has been predictably muted. A spokesperson declined to comment on private family matters, but sources say William and Kate are keen to smooth things over. They've always been protective of their children's privacy, and Louis's moment in the spotlight is likely causing them stress. Meanwhile, Camilla has continued her public duties, appearing unruffled at events like a recent visit to a literacy program. But behind closed doors, the dynamics are likely more fraught. One insider claimed, "Camilla's not one to hold a grudge, but she's aware of how this looks. It's a headache for everyone." Public sentiment is divided. Some see Louis's comment as a refreshing dose of honesty, a sign that the younger royals won't blindly follow tradition. Others view it as a breach of decorum, proof that William and Kate need to tighten the reins on their kids. On X, a poll asking whether Louis's remark was innocent fun or disrespectful garnered thousands of votes, with 60% leaning toward innocent fun. But the debate underscores a larger question. How much influence should Camilla wield? And how will the next generation navigate her legacy? Historically, children in the royal family have rarely been at the center of such controversies. Prince William and Harry, as young boys, were shielded from much of the drama surrounding their parents' divorce and Diana's death. Louis, however, is growing up in a different era, where social media amplifies every misstep. His comment, however small, has become a lightning rod for broader tensions. About Camilla, about Charles's reign, about the future of the monarchy itself. Let's consider Camilla's perspective. She's no stranger to criticism, having endured years of being the other woman in Charles's life. Her son, Tom Parker Bowles, recently shared her four-word motto for tough times, suggesting she's weathered worse storms than this. But at 77, with Charles's health uncertain, Camilla is likely thinking about her legacy. A child's comment, however wounding, might sting less than the prospect of her role being questioned by the next generation. Still, her supporters argue, she's earned her place, pointing to her loyalty to Charles and her work as queen consort. For William and Kate, this incident is a balancing act. They've worked hard to present a united front, especially after Kate's own health challenges in 2024. Protecting Louis while managing the fallout requires finesse. They've likely had conversations with him about discretion, but at 7, how much can you expect a child to filter? The Waleses are also mindful of their public image, knowing that any perceived rift with Camilla could fuel speculation about their readiness to lead. The broader implications of this moment are worth exploring. The monarchy thrives on stability, but it's also a family with all the messiness that entails. Louis's comment, whether a question or a quip, has exposed a truth. The royal family is not a monolith. As Charles's reign continues, and with William's ascension looming, these small moments could foreshadow larger shifts. Will Camilla's influence wane as William takes on more power? Will Louis's generation challenge the status quo in ways we can't yet predict? Social media continues to buzz with theories. Some users speculate that Louis's comment was about Camilla's rumored drinking, a topic that surfaced in less reputable outlets like Radar Online. Others think it was a playful jab at her authority, reflecting a child's view of her as a step-grandmother figure. Without a recording or official statement, we may never know the exact words, but the story's staying power suggests it struck a nerve. The royal family has faced its share of scandals, from Diana's Panorama interview to Harry and Meghan's Oprah tell-all. But there's something uniquely compelling about a child's voice cutting through the noise. Louis, with his wide-eyed innocence, has done what no adult could. He sparked a conversation about loyalty, power, and the future of the monarchy. Whether his words were a fleeting moment or a sign of deeper unrest, they've reminded us that even in a palace, truth can come from the most unexpected places. As the dust settles, the royal family is moving forward with their usual schedule. Charles and Camilla are preparing for an upcoming tour, while William and Kate focus on their children and their growing roles. But the memory of Louis's comment lingers, a spark that could ignite at any moment. What happens next? Will the family close ranks, or will this be the first crack in a bigger divide? One thing's for sure, the world will be watching, waiting for the next royal bombshell to drop.